Alright, changing your spark plugs, 2008 Yaris, 1.5 liter. I imagine it's the same with most the 1.5 liters. What you're going to need, obviously, are 4 spark plugs. That's your part number, 6953 BKR5E-11. These are NGK V-Powers. These are the best, hands down. You're going to need a 10mm wrench for these guys. You're also going to need to reuse it on your coil packs. And you're also going to need a 16mm or a 5/8 spark plug socket, which is nothing more than a deep socket with a little piece of rubber in there. You're also going to need a 6-inch extension. I'll be using a 3-inch. It's better to have 6, and a wobble. A wobble just means that there's indentions right here. It's not straight. It's so whenever you turn the socket, it doesn't have to be straight on it. It can be turned. So wobbles help out a lot. For those of you who aren't 100% mechanically inclined, when you purchase a vehicle, sometimes vehicles have to have the intakes taken off and all kinds of funny stuff, exhaust taken off to change the spark plugs. Changing spark plugs is extremely routine. You should be capable of doing it every 30,000 miles for not very much money. If you have to take anything off other than like a plastic cover and a coil pack or a spark plug boot, I strongly suggest not buying the vehicle. That means that you're just going to be spending way too much money, way too much time. The spark plugs are more expensive. It's just not worth it. So if you run into a vehicle like that, my suggestion, just don't buy it. So step 1, I just want to loosen all of these guys. The number 1 rule when changing spark plugs is do them one at a time, start to finish. The reason why is if you accidentally put this boot or this coil pack on top of this one, or switch them I guess, you can blow the motor. So literally start to finish, don't get in a rush, take your time. You do them in order. Nothing like living in a trailer park. People bitching, as always. So take your 10mm wrench. You want to take the bolt in the back off. Remember where you put it. Try and keep this somewhat clean. You don't want it to be rubbing around on anything greasy, oily, anything like that. You want to lower this socket down in here as gently as you can. If you break the spark plug, it's not fun. So just release it gently It should come out no problem, as long as you're doing this routinely. Don't let them go more than 30,000 miles. So that's released pretty good. So there's our old one. Make sure it's not hot. It takes those a minute to cool down. Keep track of your old spark plugs. Keep them in the same order. I believe this is piston 1, 2, 3, and 4. I believe it's real simple like that. Put them back in the box and make sure they're in proper sequence. You want to check them according to a guide. You want to make sure there's not too much soot, no oil, not burnt, things like that. I'll have a link below this video for a website that you can go to that'll show you what to look for in your spark plugs to make sure your engine's running good. Your spark plugs are awesome in letting you know how your motor's doing. So make sure you lower this one back down real nice and easy, just like I just did. Get it finger tight. Now, I'm going to see if I can guesstimate how many turns. You don't want it too tight. If you strip this out, you're screwed. I mean, they make thread kits, but they don't work so great, and they're difficult to put in, and it takes a long time. So you don't want this to be too tight. So that was about 5/8 of a turn past finger tight. Take your tools out. You want to lower your coil pack back on it, spark plug, boot, whatever. You don't want to push it all the way down because you want to line your bolts up first. Get your bolts started. And push your boot down so that the bolt is always aligned. And then push down your boot somewhat decently. Don't push down in the middle, just on the sides. Push down, you know, decently. Put, you know, a little bit of weight into it, not too much. Tighten your bolt down. Not too much, you know, 30, 40 feet-pounds of torque, maybe 25, not too much. And then go down the row. Doing one by one, start to finish. I can't repeat that enough. One by one, start to finish. If you accidentally mess these up, you can blow your motor. That is not a joke, that's not an exaggeration. So yeah, very easily done. It's a great way to start learning how to work on cars. So any questions, let me know.